I'm going to show you what a real developer office looks like.
Hey! Adrian! How are you, brother?
Today is Monday, which means it's my favorite day to go to work. Well, not really, but we're gonna have a look at what it's like actually doing a day in the life, or well, maybe a day in the week of being a developer. This involves real situations where I go to work, I kind of work on different projects, maybe I get something done. We'll find out, but I thought I'd give you an experience of what real life is as a developer so that maybe you get an idea of what it's like when you do go out and about working in this field.
Where is everyone? Maybe I'm here too early. My day starts off by going into the office. Here, I get all my work done, but it's Monday. So the very first thing we're gonna have to do is check emails.
One thing you might not know is that at the office we don't really have any computers. We all use MacBooks, so it's easy enough for us to just have all our Macs to take home so we can work from home, and when we come in we just plug them into a monitor and continue working. Usually when I work I like to have my own headphones, mouse and keyboard, and these I take home with me too. In terms of my laptop though, I usually just have a MacBook with a 16-inch screen. It's not the M1 series, but it gets the job done. My favorite mouse is the Logitech MX Master because I can swap between different desktops, and I always carry around my iPad as my little to-do list for anything I need to do. Otherwise, to connect all my setup, it actually is really simple. It's a one single USB-C cable which plugs into the monitor, it charges my laptop and lets me be ready to work within a minute or two. The only other requirement that I have is some coffee, and now that I've had these bare essentials, I'm ready to start my day and really jump into all of the emails, which are usually the first thing I do on a Monday.
So you might be thinking, how many emails does a person like me get every day? Well, I'm gonna have to break it to you. I get about 100 or more emails, and that's not even including all the comments I get and messages on YouTube and Twitter. All up, it's really impossible for me to get back to everyone, but I try anyway. So let's try and do this.
My first email is to a business which has an app that I've built. I've noticed that on the App Store there have been a couple of customers complaining that the app is crashed, so I want to prompt them to do some maintenance on it. Here I'm just giving them a quick reminder that their maintenance is overdue, and hopefully they can prompt to get this done as soon as possible.
Now it's time to plan out the day. I'm gonna have to figure out what needs to be done for this whole week, and I'm gonna write it on my iPad. I've got a to-do list which I like to use, and this helps me keep track of all the things that I need to do, and all the things that might not be as important. My to-do list pretty much covers everything. And what I like to do is block it in through month by month and day by day. So in this case, I'm gonna do a Monday, and I'm just gonna copy out a lot of the stuff that I would do on a Monday, which is, for example, the morning meeting with my team. We also have a catch up with one of the companies I'm doing an app for. The hour of power is something I do with my team just to help and teach them. It's sort of like its own little YouTube tutorial just for my staff. Alright, so it's time for the morning meeting. This is where we have a look throughout the whole company what everyone else's to-do list is like, and pretty much just sort of organize the week, I guess. Now, I'm just going to jump in here. It's a quick video call, but I'll be back soon.
I've worked at a lot of places, and one thing that I never really liked is meetings. I used to have so many meetings in a week that I almost got nothing done. That's why in this company I made it a policy to have a maximum of one meeting per week if possible, and that way we can focus on the work we need to do. At the end of the week we can summarize what needs to be done for the following week, and we can do this all on a Monday meeting where we cover everything. Our meeting is broken into two parts. The very first part is the one with all the department heads, where we go over the whole organization and what the big picture items are. The next part of the meeting is actually with the individual departments and the people working in them, where we take a look at the closer, finer details of what tasks need to be done, when they're due, and if there's any problems that are happening. Once there's better clarification on all the tasks, we can plan out the entire week and have a good idea of what the timelines are for delivery, as well as taking into account any problems that might happen.
And that should be about everything. Alright, thanks guys, see ya. Alright, so the meeting's done, and we found out there's a few websites that are overdue that we really need to jump on straight away, and some that really we're actually going to hold off because the client hasn't even paid for. But now that we're done, let's jump back into the task, because now we can actually start working.
One thing you may have noticed is that I seemingly don't do as much coding as you might have expected. This is because as you move up in positions, in development or in design or pretty much in any career, then you'll be doing less of the actual work and more of the planning and scheduling and trying to make sure that everything is done. Since today is Monday, this is more so the case. But the next thing on my agenda is making sure that my team is working well, so let's see how they're doing.
Alright, so let's have a look at, what was it, BGCCI?
Yes.
BGCCI is a website where we've combined WordPress with Webflow with some really cool custom JavaScript and analytics. But right now they're not working very well and we've got some sort of a bug.
I don't know if it's calculating it right though. It could also be because some of the addresses don't have Bunbury in them.
Here we found that some addresses have postcodes while others have the suburb name, and we're trying to figure out how to combine them.
So business, taxonomy category, category name, agriculture, child of 2, because there's subcategories involved.
Looks like some of the suburbs are showing up with postcode while others with the suburb name, so we're going to use an if-or statement here and combine the two to hopefully fix this problem.
Alright, I guess that works.
Well, this is what it looks like, pretty much doing daily code checking and making sure that we don't have bugs, but I hope you enjoyed it.
It's lunchtime now, so I'm going to head over to my favorite burger place, which is called Grilled. They make some really good sweet potato chips and burgers, and usually I spend about 5 to 10 minutes rushing through my meal because personally I don't like spending too much time for lunch. As soon as I'm done, I head back home and do some more coding.
Today is Tuesday. Not my worst day because that's usually Monday, but it's still a not too bad day. I'm working from home and I'm gonna have to get a few things done. I need to get a MacBook for one of my staff and I'm working on an application on React Native today, and we're gonna try and smash out a couple of the GitHub issues that have been creeping up. So let's jump into it.
Unfortunately, just like every other day, it needs to start off by checking emails again. The first thing is to fix any problems we're having, and one of my clients is actually having an email system which isn't working, so I've got to do a bit of IT support here. After that, I have some proposals to get back to so that we can actually land some more website jobs. After all of that is done, we can get into the actual coding for the day, which is the fun part.
So most people think that working from home is easy, that anyone can do it and you'll automatically be more productive. And this cannot be further from the truth. If you want to be working from home, you do have to be a little bit dedicated. You need to have focus so that you don't get distracted, because there's distractions everywhere at home. Even just having your own computer is a distraction because you have all your favorite things like games or social media and stuff on there, and without anyone to be just next to you making sure that you're working on the same project, sometimes it's easy to be distracted by all of these things. Normally what I like to do is put on some music, maybe some classical music or something like that, and have basically nothing on my screen besides the thing I'm working on. Yes, I know some people like to have maybe a YouTube clip playing off to the side or maybe Reddit on another side, but to be honest, if I do that, then I'm going to lose the attention that I have for the work I'm doing, so I usually just don't do it.
One of the guys at the office MacBook isn't working, so we're going to get him a new one with a gift card. Ah, there it is, and we're going to use this one here to buy him a brand new MacBook, hopefully the M1 chip.
Alright, I've borrowed the Apple gift card, let's go buy him that laptop.
The Apple store isn't closed though, it's all the way in the city, so I'm gonna quickly drive down there and hopefully they still have some in stock because I know there is a shortage.
Well, I'm here. Let's get a MacBook. I'm in line, but there's a bit of a queue, so let's see how we go. Alright, got the MacBook, let's get it back now.
One thing they don't tell you about senior positions is making sure that everyone is happy. I like to do this by making sure they have mentoring whenever they need, as well as the best equipment that money can buy.
Hello.
That was Daz, one of our BDMs. He basically takes care of all the sales and client relations and makes sure that we can focus on just coding. Here, we're gonna jump into the office and say hello to all the coders.
Hey! Adrian! How are you, brother?
Well, going well. How's everything going? This is Geordie. How you going, Geordie? Daz?
How you doing? Get on the beers.
Howdy.
We got Sam. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Mate.
Thank you.
stop it.
Good stuff, eh?
Hello, my friend.
Alright, I'm back home now. I think Geordie was really happy with that MacBook. I don't know, what do you guys think? That pretty much covers today. I'm still going to do some coding a little bit later in the day, work on a couple of the projects that I enjoy doing, as well as maybe just taking some time to relax and play some games. We'll see how we go. Okay, it's Wednesday, and the first thing we need to do is make a coffee.
Don't go anywhere, because this is an essential part of every developer's day. Making a good coffee is what makes us productive. But once we've had that, we can get back into it.
Wednesday is a bit of a grind session. Usually I like to try and get as much done as humanly possible. This means no distractions whatsoever, no checking emails, nothing, just pure coding.
Pure coding to me means spending the entire day just looking and working on the code without any distractions. Distractions come in lots of forms, from phone calls to emails to other people, and sometimes this is very hard to be able to do any work when you have so many distractions. So what I like to do is block off an entire day where I just focus in on what I need to get done for that day, whether it's a project or a task or a feature. Doing this almost allows me to halve the amount of time it takes me to deliver something. We all know what it's like when we get interrupted. It takes us another 15-20 minutes to just try and get back into that code and zen state that we were in before. It's lunchtime now, and I'm trying to stay healthy, so I've got a nice fruit salad here. I used to have some bad habits where I had a lot of junk food, but ever since I swapped my diet, I find I have way more energy throughout the day. So eating fruit like this essentially means that I can turbocharge my day and get back into being productive as soon as possible.
It's Thursday today. Not an interesting day because I've got meetings pretty much all the way through. So I'm going to be out of the office. It might not be a day I can really record stuff, but I'm just going to give you a quick description of what I normally do. I go about and actually visit clients. There, I sit down with them, go over what I've actually built in terms of applications or websites, and find out if there are any bugs or problems and sort them all out. Once I'm done, I have some quick lunch, I make sure that my team's going okay, and then I head back into the office. That's pretty much it. Alright, it's Friday. Today you need to hit that like and subscribe button because I've got to go through all the footage, compile it, and give it to you guys. But if you do like this kind of video, let me know, and I might do some more like it, or something in between. Let me know what kind of things you might be looking for, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you later.